guys, hope you're well and managing to stay safe at this pretty surreal time. I'm managing to get most of my gardening done, I must admit. It's taken me about 3 weeks, but we're getting there. And I've probably got a few jobs left in the house, but hopefully we can get back to golf soon, because I think I won't have too much left to do otherwise around the house. So coming to you over the next however long we're in lockdown, I'm going to give you a few general hints and tips on a few different areas of the game, starting with putting. I'm going to give you some ideas what you can do at home, what you can do outside, that hopefully might help your game once we get back out there. Starting with putting, I'm going to give you some basic setup positions that I like to see. Now I have preferences that I would like to see when coaching. I don't coach from a manual. It's a very individual part of the game, putting. There's a lot of guys on telly, a lot of girls who do it all sorts of different ways. They'll give it different grips, left hand below right, right hand below left, reverse overlap, claw. They might have long, short putters. They've tried all sorts, they have all the technology to hand, but then no one does it the same way. So I have no problem with people trying different methods, trying different things out, but it's really trying it for long enough to make sure it works is the key thing. You then start to find what happens during your, if you putt long enough in a certain way, you start to see patterns of whether you miss left, right, short, long. Then you can work on these different things. Just changing every day changing your putter, changing your grips, never gonna help. You've got to do it for long enough. And I really see Sergio Garcia as a good example of that. He went through a real barren stage over a long period of poor putting. Although he's a brilliant player and he's always earned a lot of money at the game, he probably hasn't won as much as he would like until recently, where he changed his grip, went to the claw grip. I'm not sure if he's still using it, but he used it for long enough. He obviously went on to win the Masters and a few other tournaments obviously along the way. So trying to get something that feels good to you, use it for long enough, see your patterns is a key thing really. So moving on to the putting itself, if we start with what I think 2 or 3 of the most important areas are, first and foremost, you have to get this putter pointing where you want the ball to start. So that comes, you can either use the sight line at the top, the leading edge at the bottom here. The leading edge itself must be at 90 degrees to where your ball is intending to want to start. So that's that part of the golf club, but being at 90 degrees to wherever you want it to go. Some guys or girls would like to use the line on the golf ball. Tiger likes to do that. He puts a black line on there. Loads of people do this. They then align the black line to the start line and then use the white line or however to sort of join that up. There's obviously putters that give you 2 ball putters, for example, 2 balls on the back, so it gives you all these things that need, or gives you extra help effectively to get these ball hitting on the right line. So that's first and foremost the most important. Reference the leading edge. I've got a tiled floor. I could get that putter down on the tiled floor with the leading edge down. Just basically seeing that putter square. That's key really, because some people think they're pointing in the right direction, the putter's to the right or it's to the left. And I say to them, you're pointing miles to the right or left, and they've got no idea, it just looks normal to them. So getting on that straight putt on that tiled carpet is never a bad idea. So once we've got the face lined up, the next key thing for me is the grip. And as I said to you, I don't really mind which grip you use, but ideally I want to see it through much more of the palm of the hand. So going much more through here. In a normal hole, when we're hitting full shots or any other shot generally, we're going to get it a lot more through the fingers in the golf club. But with putting, we want to get it much more through the palm. Now when we do that then, and this is the key thing, it allows us then to get the forearm and the putter shaft in one relationship. So if you can see here, if I was to hold out this and I'm looking in my my window here, I can see that is one relationship. As I bend forward, I've then got my forearms in line with the putter shaft. That's going to give me every chance of swinging that putter back on a good line. So once we've got that relationship, once we've got our grip, we want to make sure that our eyes are very much over the golf ball or just inside. I never like to see people get out on their toes and get weight too far forward, you're not going to be able to see the line very well from here either, and you're not going to allow that putter to arc on a slight arc very easily from getting much hung out and over the golf ball. So my preference is actually to see the eyes just inside of the golf ball, which is going to be key, hopefully, to again allowing that putter to move on a better arc when you're hitting your putt. So once you've got these things in place, really then all you've got to obviously there's so many other things to putting than just getting in a good setup, obviously, in one thing or another, but you've got to deliver the putter in the right fashion. But obviously that then moves us on to green reading, which, you know, when you're at home you can't do a lot of that, but what you can do is then work on your pace control and your direction. These two, obviously, if you get these correct and you read the green correctly, you're not going to be far off holding an awful lot of putts. So most importantly, pace. You can't read a green or get the correct line if you're hitting the ball too fast or too hard or too soft. So pace control is key, and you know, putting on your carpet at home is going to be a great thing because you're controlling that speed, trying to hit that ball the same pace each and every time. And green speeds do vary, so you're never going to be on the same speed anyway. So whether your carpet's far quicker than your course that you play on maybe at home, it doesn't matter, because you've got to then go to that next course, jump to a next course, and keep changing. The green speed will always change, so you're always going to have to get used to that. So a simple drill for pace control, you know, you can putt to anything. You can put a £5 note down, try and or putt the ball and try and finish it on top of it. You can just I've got down here a little steel pole with a couple of pens either side, and all I'm going to try and do is imagine that the hole was in this area, and I want to just try and putt about a foot past, you know, 18 inches, maybe 12 to 18 inches past. So I've left that pretty short. So that, and you know, you can give yourself a game, you can give yourself a score, but I would ideally want that to be going just past and stopping short of that steel pole that's on the floor. Anything to just give myself that consistent stroke back and through, trying to get that ball in that position. The second thing you've got to do is get the line correct. Now, I always, you know, you see a lot of people on the telly setting up gates, setting up little areas where can they putt the ball through, you know, are they starting that ball on the right line? Now you can set these tees as narrow or as wide as you like. Obviously the wider it is, the easier it is to get them through. You want to generally start about, I always like to say, probably a couple of feet back from the gate. And all you're literally trying to do is get the putter down square, as we talked about, get into that good setup. I'm actually a left hand below right person who likes to putt here. And all you've got to just try and do is putt the ball through that gate. Considering I didn't have any contact lenses in, I'm pretty happy about how I managed to do that. And obviously, yeah, you can give yourself a score, but you know then, and you're getting feedback that the ball is going either left or right or straight through, which is a massive thing. If you're starting that ball online with the right speed, you're going to hold a lot of putts. Hope these little ideas help. If you enjoyed it, let me know, and let me know what you'd like me to put on next week or even at the end of the week. We'll do some chipping, we'll do some bunker play, we'll do all sorts of different things to hopefully help you improve moving forward.